Hey guys. Okay, so this is going to be a video response to Charlie Says Go, and she just posted a video up about energy play and her experience with her husband and with the techniques that Flora had taught her. I just wanted to share my sort of experiences. I've been doing a lot of energy work. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like one of the first things that you learn within the craft is like, okay, we're going to show you what magic and energy feels like. So, the same thing, rub your hands together, hold it against something, or have somebody do it to you and have them hold their hand out, and you'll feel energies and all, or the bubble thing that you do. You kind of hold your hands out like this, and you can feel the energy within your hand, and you feel like the solid object is there. So anyway, yeah, all that jazz. I've had many experiences. It's just at this point, it's just like a regular thing. It doesn't even. I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, though. It really is one of those things where we're all born with an inherent psychic ability. It's just a matter of practicing and using the ability to hone your skills and to be more adept at it. And same way. I mean, I remember when I first started, it was really hard and it was sort of sporadic. And then as I got older and practiced more and did more, it really became more pronounced and I became better at it. And now I'm at the point where it's like, woof. Like a flip of a switch and I can do it. It's not a problem, really. I remember, let's see. One of the more dramatic times, it's been a couple of times, but one of the more recent times I'll go ahead and share was, it was last Samhain. It was maybe, actually no, it wasn't Samhain. It was probably November. It was 2 weeks after Samhain, a week or two after Samhain. Yeah, it was a week or two. Yeah, 1 week after Samhain. And we had gotten together, me and Meg, at the local witchy or occult store, pagan store in our area, because they do like monthly seances every month, I think, or every month or every week, every month. Anyway, so they were doing this, and it's a really cool experience, and it was really fun. And I remember going into the room, and they told us, okay, well, this is, and it wasn't anyway, I mean, well, it kind of is, and it's kind of not. It's not what you would think of in terms of like a seance, like big table, everybody's sitting around a table, and you all hold hands and call spirits and whatever, and all that jazz. It's not really what it is. What we did was we opened it up. We had our circle, and then we opened the energy up. We opened the door, basically, the portal. We said, alright, we're opening it up. Whatever wants to come through, feel free. But obviously we all had it shielded so that none of the bad crap could go through. And it was a really fun experience. I remember it was sort of like, I mean, from that experience I learned different things about myself. But one of the things I learned is that I had that same experience with you, sort of, where I would have like temperature sensations in different parts of my body, depending on what we were feeling, depending on the energy that was coming through. I remember one of the times a spirit came through and was this larger woman, and she was kind of upset, and she was tapping her foot. She was like, waiting for somebody, and it was waiting for a child that was also in the room that we were also picking up on. And I remember when that happened, when I was picking up on the energy, my foot got really, almost kind of warm and cold. Like, it got kind of hot, and I could feel the, like, pulsing of, like, her foot thumping. And it was this really weird feeling, and I was like, oh, did anybody else feel that? There's this lady that's, like, tapping her foot because she's waiting for somebody, and this little kid who won't come to her, and she's, like, upset. And it was really interesting. And then, there's also, as the energy was building, I'm sorry, I'm kind of, like, doing, like, big gaps in between what happened, in between time spaces. But as we do this, the more you tune into the energies and allow them to flow and really swirl within the room, the tension and the pressure builds. And at a point towards just about towards the end, it got really pressurized. Like, I could feel, and a lot of the people did. The one medium that we had also, and the person keeping the circle, and me and a couple other people also felt this extreme pressure on our heads. Like, it was like pressurized, like something was like squeezing on your head, and you just felt this energy just like pushing on you, and it was really intense. And again, it was one of those things where it got really intense and really like physically hurting me. You know, I had to like put my hands down on my knees, and I was like, you know, breathing and trying to get rid of the pressure. And another thing that happens that I've learned happens more often is that if there's a lot of energy built and something's coming or whatever, I get a pain in my neck. And it's right where your spinal cord and your brain meet, your brainstem and the brainstem, spinal cord, where they meet right behind your neck. Right in that lower region, right there, right where it meets, I'll get this huge pain, and it'll just like ache, and I can't, like, I have to, like, I literally sit like this and like just rub it for a minute because it's just too much. And it's one of my cues as to, okay, here's something big, it's coming. There's some spirits or energies really, you know, trying to make something out. And I remember that was happening. It was getting pressurized feeling, and my neck was hurting. And luckily, I had my spirit guide felt it, and so Phoenix came in and he spread his wings, his big flaming wings, and was shielding right behind me. I could feel the energy just shift all of a sudden, and it was like this massive, like he was basically holding it back, you know, and he was shielding me from it. And I felt this big warmth of like energy around me that was like keeping me sane, essentially, from like the pressure killing me. And then right after after we did that and we realized, okay, this is getting really intense, we need to close this off because it's getting really crazy and our heads are going to explode. So we all aimed at our energy to try and close the circle, so we all had to focus and drive any other spirits that are out towards the center of the circle where the portal was open. And I could feel this, and then they told me this, they said, just, okay, look, we're going to do this and you're going to feel, it's like this big rush. It's going to get really cold, really breezed, really fast, and it's going to get, that's the spirits coming through, passing through you and around you and all the way. And I remember it was this really weird, like I'm telling you, I had Phoenix behind me. I had Phoenix fire behind me. I'm sorry for the dog. Keeping me warm. And then all of a sudden, it got really cold, and I could feel it like on my legs, like on my thighs, like cold rushes passing like near on my legs. And it really got really cold. Like I had to like rub my legs, they were so cold, it was freezing. And I could feel the spirits just rushing by me, whoosh, 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 and just energy and just coldness and this heavy and intense feeling. Like right now it's just really intense, and it really was an interesting experience. And that was one of the more intense experiences that I had. After that, it's gotten a little bit more subtle and not as intense, you know, like unfamiliar energy. It's grown from that to more familiar energies and things that I'm comfortable with, people's energies that I'm comfortable with, and channeling that and being conduit for that. And it's gotten really intense and really fun, and I really enjoy it. And it really gives you a sense of, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I can almost gauge just about how powerful you are and how much energy you can sort of conduct just by giving you like a good feel through. I can pretty much pick up and see, alright, let's read your energy signature and see how big your door is, you know? But yeah, it really is. And it's one of those amazing things, and I think I practiced that same technique where you have somebody channel energies in different specific parts on your back and try to feel it. Oh, another thought, I'm sorry, random thought, or related but kind of old. I remember doing this actually when I was really young, with playing cards with a friend of the family's. She had come from Armenia, and she was coming and she told me this card thing where you take a deck of cards and she holds one up, and you have to guess red or black. And I remember, again, when I was a little kid, I was able to do this really well. Like, I got them almost all right, you know? Maybe like, you know, 30 or so right out of the 52. And it was just really crazy. And I mean, it's one of those things, it really is. The more you practice, the more you do, the better you get at it, and eventually it's essentially second nature because it is a part of you. It's something that you're born with, and that is inherently within you. So it's just a matter of practicing and getting it done, and yeah. So that's my little sharing experience. Looking forward to seeing other video responses. And Charlie, good to see you. Good to hear from you again. Alright, so I guess that's it. Blessed be.